first graders. This week we are going to start a new type of writing. We are going to work on opinion writing. An opinion is what a person thinks or feels about something. So, opinion writing is when someone writes about how they feel or think about something. In opinion writing, authors also give reasons for why they think or feel the way they do. Before we start thinking about our own opinion writing, let's look at the difference between facts and opinions. Let's start by thinking about a fact. A fact is a piece of information that is true for everyone. It's true for me, it's true for you. It's not something that we argue about. One example of a fact is, I live in Seattle. That's true. You can't tell me that I don't live in Seattle. It's a fact. But let's look at an opinion about Seattle. An opinion is, I like the rainy winters in Seattle. That is my opinion. It's how I think and it's how I feel. You might think and feel differently, and that is okay. We have different opinions. Let's look at a different example of a fact. Another fact is, apples grow on trees. That's a fact for me, it's a fact for you. It's just how apples grow. We can't really argue about it. But let's look at an opinion about apples. Apples are delicious. Oh, that's how I think, that's how I feel. It might not be how you think or feel. You might say, apples are okay, or I don't really like apples. That's fine, that's your opinion. Let's look at another example of a fact. There are first grade students at Graham Hill. No one's going to argue with that. That's a true piece of information. Let's look at an opinion about first grade students. The first grade students at Graham Hill are the best students. That's how I think, and it's how I feel. But I bet that Miss Dietz might disagree. She might say that the second grade students are the best students at Graham Hill. And that is okay. I might think, feel, or believe something different from another teacher. But no one is going to argue that there are first grade students at Graham Hill, because that is a fact. I am going to show you a poem by one of my favorite poets named Shel Silverstein. And this poem is about his opinion. It's a piece of opinion writing, and it's about what he feels and thinks about Italian food. Before I show you the poem, though, I am going to show you some Italian food, because this poem is full of interesting names of different types of Italian food, and I want you to have a little bit of a sense of what he's talking about. So here is a lot of different kinds of Italian food. Now, a lot of the Italian food that I will show you in the poem is different types of pasta. So for example, here is some fettuccine, and we have down here some tagliatelle and mostaccioli and tortellini and rigatoni and macaroni. Those are all different types of pasta. We also have some sauces like marinara sauce and bolognese, and minestrone is a type of soup, and here we have some mozzarella, which is a type of cheese, and green linguine. Oh, there's another type of pasta that has some herbs and vegetables in it to make it green. And so all of these, or not all of these, but many of these Italian foods will be in the poem that I'm going to read. And Italian food is food that's from Italy, which is a country in Europe. All right, let's hear about Shel Silverstein's opinion on Italian food. This poem, called Italian Food, is in the book called Everything on It. And the poems and drawings in this book are by Shel Silverstein. As I read this poem, I want you to think about what Shel Silverstein's opinion about Italian food is. What does he think and feel about Italian food? And what are the reasons he gives for his opinion? Why does he think or feel the way he does about Italian food? All right, I'm going to give this my very best try. Here we go. Italian food. Oh, how I love Italian food. I eat it all the time. Not just 'cause how good it tastes, but 'cause how good it rhymes. Minestrone, cannelloni, macaroni, rigatoni, spaghettini, scallopini, escarole, bracciole, insalata, cremolata, manicotti, marinara, carbonara, shrimp francese, bolognese, ravioli, mostaccioli, mozzarella, tagliatella, fried zucchini, rollatini, fettuccine, green linguine, tortellini, tetrazzini. Oops, I think I split my genie. Before we talk about Shel Silverstein's opinion about Italian food, let's look at the very last line. He says, oops, I think I split my genie. And there he's making a joke. He uses the word genie instead of jeans so that it rhymes with the other words, but he's talking about his genes. And he is saying that he thought so much about all this food, or maybe he's eating some of the food that he got so full and his belly got so big that his jeans split. And split means to like break. And so he split his genie after even just talking about all of that Italian food. Now, let's talk about Shel Silverstein's opinion. What does he think? What does he feel about Italian food? Where in the poem do you find that out for sure? I'm noticing that in the very first line, he writes, I love Italian food. That is his opinion. Did you say that? That's Shel Silverstein's opinion. He loves Italian food. Now, where are the places that we find out why he loves Italian food? Do you see a place where he gives a reason for why he loves Italian food? Did you see this one? 'Cause how good it tastes. That's one of his reasons for loving Italian food. Is there another reason that he gives us for why he loves Italian food? 'Cause how good it rhymes. So he tells us two reasons that he loves Italian food. Not only because it tastes good, but also because it rhymes so well. He loves the sound of the names of Italian food. Now it's your turn to write an opinion piece about a food that you like. Your opinion piece should have 3 parts. The first part is an opening sentence. I bet you guessed that. And the opening sentence should state your opinion. It should let the reader know right away what your opinion is. Some examples of opening sentences that you could use are, I love, that's what Shel Silverstein wrote, I love Italian food. You might also say, I like, or my favorite is, or is the best, right? There are lots of different ways that you could state your opinion in that opening sentence. Then you should give a couple of reasons for your opinion. Shel Silverstein told us that he loves Italian food because it tastes good and it rhymes well. He likes the sound of the words. So think about a couple of reasons that you like your food. Maybe it's sweet and juicy if it's an apple or another piece of fruit. Maybe it's salty and crunchy if it's a potato chip. So what are the reasons that you like your food? And finally, you should write a closing sentence. And your closing sentence should restate your opinion. That means say your opinion again, but in a different way. It also, like all closing sentences, it also should let the reader know that your piece of writing has come to an end. Some examples of closing sentences could be is the best, or there is nothing better than, or the most wonderful is, right? So you decide, you don't have to use any of these examples, but you decide how you want to end your writing to let the reader know that it's over and to remind them what you were writing about. All right, I will show you an example of an opinion piece I wrote, and then I would like you to write your own. Here is my opinion writing about a food that I like. My favorite snack is toast with peanut butter. I love how the peanut butter melts a little bit on the hot bread. The toast is nice and crunchy, and the peanut butter is smooth. It tastes a little bit sweet and a little bit salty. It also fills me up when I am hungry. Toast with peanut butter is the best. Do you notice where my opening sentence is, where my reasons, and where my closing sentence is? Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Do I have an opening sentence that says my opinion? Well, I write, my favorite snack is toast with peanut butter. Yeah. Do I have reasons for why I think or feel that? I give a few reasons. I say, I love how the peanut butter melts a little bit on the hot bread. I say the toast is nice and crunchy and the peanut butter is smooth. And I say it tastes a little bit sweet and a little bit salty. And finally, I say it also fills me up when I am hungry. Those are all reasons that I feel that toast with peanut butter is my favorite snack. Finally, do I include a closing sentence that lets the reader know that I'm finished talking about my opinion, and that I state my opinion, but in a different way? Let's see. I say toast with peanut butter is the best. Yeah, that lets the reader know that this piece of writing is wrapped up, but I also remind them of what my opinion is, but in a new way. Your job is to write an opinion piece about a food that you like and make sure that it includes all three of these parts. Next time, we'll write a new opinion piece.